I'm going to hope that there's enough bandwidth on this phone to do this video. This is all free-flowing, freestyle. I didn't prepare any notes or anything. And what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to pick up where I left off. I made a bunch of short videos yesterday or the day before. I made my first video about artificial intelligence almost 10 years ago. And I'm going to start by saying I'm not judging anyone for not understanding what's going on around them, because I think it's almost impossible for many people to understand. And I'm not bragging about myself in any way, shape, or form. I am talking about what I know about artificial intelligence because what I've witnessed when I watched AI shut down a commercial site I had about 10 years ago with a ruthless efficiency that I could only scarcely imagine, right? I mean, every time a sale would come in, I would be flooded by ISP addresses from one region of the country, Mountain View, California. That's where Google is. Okay, so it didn't take me long to figure out that every time I would sell something, my audience would be, they call it throttled, but it means diminished. So the pathways onto these sites to get anything done, I think they call it shadow banning now, right? Anyway, I just realized that I was being shut down, right? And whatever. I mean, if the people running this system are so weak that they're afraid of a 60-year-old writer, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I can't even begin to know what to say to address that. And one can only come to the conclusion that they don't want you talking to the public because you're not on their script. You're not on their reservation. You're not one of their puppets, minions, you know? So that's one thing. But the reason I'm bringing it up is not to relive the past, because I don't really care anymore. The reason I'm bringing it up is because what you're seeing on the streets of New York with these protests is what I just described to the 10th power. And all of this is really just beginning. When you see the journalists go up to these people and ask them to articulate why they believe what they believe, they can't do it because they're not even really on all cylinders understanding why they're there. And the reason they're there is because they get inundated day in, day out, 24 hours a day with software that is extremely powerful and that is influencing all of their choices, right? They also use the same technology in on financial platforms to drain you dry. It's a game they play, you know? But it's not they as in person anymore. Now this stuff is starting to do things by itself. We're starting to hear reports come out in mainstream media, that these systems are being run by computer now, and they're increasingly automated, whether it's shipping lanes, airplanes, weapon systems, utilities, municipal functions, banks. The whole structure of the society is being run by this stuff. And increasingly, it's starting to do stuff by itself. I personally think all the breaches we hear about are breaches that the one set of AI is going against another set of AI, right? It's like a giant game of Battleship. And it's only a matter of time before it just turns its attention to us. And it doesn't seem like there's anyone that even is talking about this stuff or even aware of it or even concerned about it. And that's really the scariest thing of all. They seem to be blissfully unaware of what's going on around them. And this is really concerning, right? I mean, I sometimes feel like, is anyone even paying attention to any of this stuff, or are they just so brainwashed by TikTok and all these other crazy things going on that they're not even thinking about real things that matter anymore, you know? And then you see this clown show in Congress. And I mean, respectfully, some of these people are very well educated. They're very bright. They're very accomplished people, very successful people. But they're in a system that is absolutely insane, right? It's fucking insane. I'm sorry to use that language, but it is. They can't do anything. They can't do anything except shovel out money to the war machine, which has created this artificial intelligence. It comes right out of the NSA. This artificial intelligence that is running all of our lives now. And meanwhile, we're being invaded from the southern border. This nation is not ours anymore. I don't think the United States exists anymore. I don't think the United States exists anymore. I think the United States has been sold down the river. I used to think it was China, but now I think it's just a portfolio marker on a bank balance sheet somewhere. I don't think this nation exists anymore. And so that's why I think that no matter who you put in there, except for two people I can think of, all we get is war, and more war machine, right? So it's like, well, this cost 6 trillion or 8 trillion or 10 trillion and nothing happened. Where's the money going? It's going to the same Swiss bank accounts it's been going to for the last 100 years. These people are still hiding in bunkers over what they did in World War II. And yet we continue. And we continue, except the difference now is we're all being run by machine systems and computer algorithms and artificial intelligence that have 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 IQ. I'm going to stop here because I need a drink of water, but I'm going to be back. I'll be back.